Today, we are going to take a look at Azalea Clark. So I originally got Azalea Clark for her standard perk, which is ability energy damage is up by 15.5%. And I was testing some things with Swamp Knight as well as my Outlander Willow that I used was very energy heavy. So I thought I could try to utilize this in the loadout. Then there's the Commander perk, and then this is where it gets interesting. Increases ability damage 75.5%. That is a huge amount. In addition, the shock tower explodes. It doesn't shock, it explodes, dealing 107 energy damage. So it's a phenomenal commander perk because that 107 energy damage is crucial to how I have this build loaded up. So the team perk we use, it's Happy Holidays, reduces your ability cooldown 40%. What does that mean? I get my shock tower faster. So when we go here and we look, shock tower, it costs 30 energy, the cooldown is 12 seconds. So it takes a few seconds to go off, but a cooldown of 12 seconds, and it deploys the device which shocks nearby enemies and stunning them, dealing 12 base damage. But it actually does 107 energy damage because of her commander perk. Then we have Resonant Frequency, Extraterrestrial Rio, and her new perk increases energy damage by 20%. So that means that in addition to the 75.5, we're adding 20, as long as the shields are 50% full. So I'm hoping that I can keep Azalea up for more times than not, because that is good bonus damage. Then we have Pressing Charges. That increases the damage of fragment abilities. Shock Tower is a fragment ability by 30%. So we're going 50% higher right now, on top of the 75.5%. Then we have Plasma Arc. Energy damage has a 20% chance, so a 1 in 5 chance every 5 times I should be hitting this crit, where it's going to zap nearby enemies for 58% additional damage. So the shock tower is already hitting everybody, and now you're getting another 58% on top of the 50% we're already adding, on top of the 75%. This is an awesome shock tower build. Then we have Static Cling, and shock tower applies Affliction, which deals 50% of the damage that you just did per second for 3 seconds. That's another 150% damage. Like I said, this is a great build. I just use shock tower pretty much the whole time, and if I get into a situation where I'm waiting for it to load up, I punch or I start shooting a little bit. And then we have Burger Buff, and this is just the heals. I need something that gives me heals, and I really like Burger Buff. I think it's awesome because not only are you getting a good amount of health, but you're also getting energy. And so that is the loadout. Gadgets I use, it's all damage. I'm going for turrets and airstrike. I'm hoping that Burger Buff is enough to keep me alive, so I'm trying to go full out assault with this loadout. For today's video though, I'm swapping out Extraterrestrial Rio and I'm putting in Survivalist, and the reason for that is solo, it's a little more difficult to keep your shield above half health. When you're with a group, I find that's a lot easier and you get a lot more power. Well, 20% more power out of having Extraterrestrial Rio in there, and not just with Shock Tower, but all the weapons and stuff too that are energy. I use only energy weapons for the most part, so it's definitely helpful for that. And it helps boost the Plasma Arc. However, because I'm solo and I need the extra health, I'm popping in Survivalist. You could also use Parasaur Jess for the Saurian Instinct, because you're using your abilities a lot. It's very helpful. Yeah, let's begin. And we have Azalea on the go. And the main thing is this shock tower. That's her main superpower. But just mobility-wise, power-wise, Azalea is one of those heroes I wasn't expecting to like. I got her originally to go with my Willow loadout. I've always been switching my Outlanders because I find there's quite a few that are good, but I was trying to find one that really worked for me, and Azalea kind of has a good balance of it all. She doesn't have Teddy, which is probably her only hindrance, but what she lacks in Teddy, she definitely makes up for in this shock tower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get these guys up here. Throw that down. And then you'll notice the affliction just eliminates half of them. These are 140 husks too. Just her punch. The punch is great for the nurses and anything that the shock tower doesn't really clear up. And then we also have the airdrops and all that to go with. But, like, look at the nurse, see? Just rapids. Yeah, that seismic punch is really good. And kind of makes up for the lack of Teddy with the power of this shock tower. And that, look at the spread. I mean, the spread is phenomenal. It doesn't do the electric thing that all the other ones do. It kind of glitches out and just shocks everybody, but you can get rid of so many. And then whatever doesn't die, that affliction really does a damper. And with Happy Holidays, you kind of always have that shock tower coming in play. And see, that one just drops. You'll notice the Huskies, especially in the 140 levels, they take 2 hits. But when you're in the lower levels, it definitely just eradicates them. The other thing is I'm using Survivalist in this loadout. However, if you're with a group, I would highly recommend using Extraterrestrial Rio for the resonant frequency. It gives an extra 20% power to this. But where I'm solo in a 140, I want it to give myself the best chance possible, and that's why I put Survivalist into this as well. And I'll just get away. That taker was gonna be griefing me. And they got me low health there. Gotta get these burgers. I'm trying not to use my weapons too much. I kind of want the powers to show, but just to avoid the dying, I'm pulling out the weapons occasionally. You can get rid of so many husks with that shock tower. Really good for encampments. And I just kind of pair up with the Xenon bow, a nice shotgun, and then usually I have the Guardian's Will out for mobility. But right now I just have the Ravager from my last loadout I was playing with. Three nurse husks. I got rid of 2 with that punch. All right. I should probably be picking up some of these samples. We already got the eliminations and we're halfway through, but it wasn't so much the challenge piece, it's more just showcasing those abilities that I was going for here. But she is basically my go-to Outlander right now if I'm trying to do damage. If I want to have fun in the lower levels, I'm really liking that phase shift loadout that I posted earlier. But if I'm really not trying to do damage, this is the loadout I pull out. Right now, she is the Outlander. I mean, Infinite Teddy is great and all, but I try to get something that gives me a little bit more variety for the fighting. But that is another great loadout. That one kind of it's kind of like Stoneheart. Everybody kind of knows that Infinite Teddy is good. Same as that infinite going commando. There's a few loadouts that are just really good that the community kind of already has in play, but I find Azalea doesn't get a lot of attention. And this is a hero that I think has huge potential. That 75% extra shock tower damage, and energy, and the energy perks of some of the other heroes. It just goes really good with my weapons and my playstyle. Because I like to be in the action, and that's kind of what the shock tower allows you to do. It allows you to get close and eradicate a bunch. And I'll find I even look for groups, drop it, and then kind of run off. So you notice the healer, the shock tower, can sometimes, if you're not right beside them, it can not impact them, but that punch is my counteracts that. Oop. Yeah, 2 smashers and some cowboy somewhere. I don't even know where he shot me from. I don't even see him. But there we go. Two blasters. Like I said, I usually do the shock tower combo. Ooh. Alright, I gotta go get that burger. There we go. I swear they're shooting me through the wall. Oh, we got samples all over the place. An invisible sample? And another combo you can do, just because you're using your abilities a lot, the Soaring Instinct instead of Survivalist would be really good. I would keep Burger Buff in though. The energy plus the heals are pretty good in that loadout, pretty good with that hero. And I like to keep that in play. Especially where you're using energy. In a nature setting, it's highly helpful. There we go. That smasher likes me. But yeah, that is Azalea 140, eliminate and collect. And we are just going to try to showcase Azalea and her abilities, as well as just how she fights with weapons too. This isn't so much a challenge as it is just showcasing the hero. So I will be using weapons, but just in conjunction with her abilities. The main thing is that shock tower and the punch. They're a good kind of 1-2 hit for these husks. And so here's Encampment 1, and we'll start off by clearing this one out, and then we'll move on to the next one. And you'll notice that they just all evaporated there. That shock Didn't kill the first thing, but all the affliction from the affliction hero just wipes them out afterwards. Her damage is so good. And we'll go on to number 2, which is just actually right behind here. So I always shoot to start, and then once they come in, that's when I drop the shock tower. Get rid of some stragglers. And then wave 2. Yeah, you'll notice that so many, it covers, it hits such a good ground. And you just gotta be careful with nature husks, because if you lose your energy, you lose that shock tower ability. There we go. That's number 2. And number 3 is right up here, actually. It's very handy. That ramp is kind of handy. He was belly sliding up the hill. So we use that to our advantage here and wipe out half of them with that shock tower. And that is number 3. And we're getting them all pretty close, which is nice. Number 4 is right across the water. I thought I was going to have to stop the recordings between encampments while I journey, but we've been kind of fortunate. Alright. And those 2 blasters. I always try to target the blasters first, just because they're pretty awful. Ooh. Alright, let's see if we can save it. And we're saving it. Don't like doing that on this one. I prefer to save that for number 4, but why not? Oh. Oh. Alright, so here we are. Not having very much luck with this one. Multiple blasters. It's the love potions, too. It's difficult to get any shot in or be close to use the power-ups. And then if I'm, say, too far away, it resets. It's almost like it remembered last time that I beat the blasters, but oh no, there they are. They spawn differently this time. Punch. Where's the other guy? He was up here, I think. I hear him. I don't even know where he is. Oh. Oh no. Get a burger, get a burger. Get out of there. Finally. That took way too long. That's my own incompetence versus the hero. I can't even get close to use the power-up, so. Alright, and here we are. Encampment 5. This is going to be fun. Alright. So we'll try this out. There we go, got rid of them. Alright, first wave out of 3 done. Now, first wave out of 3 done. Oh, those nurses, I tell you. Alright, here we go. Throw up the drone. Pop the shock tower. And when you don't have 3 blasters shooting at you, it's a little easier. And I swear, you kill a lobber, like 4 more pop up. I don't know. Although, I'll take them over the chromium husks, and I'm pretty sure those are coming out next, so. Alright, I gotta get burgers. And like I said, Parasaur Jess, she's also good, just with the Saurian Instinct. She would be another good one. If you don't have Burger Buff or Survivalist, she would be a good one to have in there, because you are trying to use your abilities a lot, and so it would be a good add-on. But yes, there we go. All 5 encampments done using Azalea in a 140. And I don't know, it's really the movement as well as that shock tower. And then, like I said, the punch is a great little 1-2 combo with the shock tower, just to eradicate anything you need to get rid of. And that is basically why I choose her a lot. She is high impact, high damage, and very maneuverable. Generally, you can get in the combat. The only thing I'm having issues with is that love potion with either bees or blaster combo. I find there's just no escaping the blasters right now. When the pink smoke is hitting you, it's deadly. But yes, that is Azalea Clark. Hope you like it. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this loadout. It is really good to play with. The Outlanders are a great class. There's a lot of different variety to them. This is just the main one I use for a high damage game, and it does not do me wrong. So thank you very much for watching. Have yourself a great day, and I'll catch you around.